No, we don't feel real independence in this country, even though we have been independent for so long. Why? Because UMNO and Barisan Nasional spoiled our independence for us. Because the moment we achieved independence, the BN government, and that time the alliance government, used a whole raft of oppressive laws in order to rob every Malaysian of his birthright, which is to live in a free society. We have never really been independent, even though the British left this country, because UMNO and BN has taken away our freedoms. What independence when we cannot have the views of the opposition or of civil society in our state television? What freedom when state television is controlled by the government? What freedom when all the main newspapers are controlled by the government? What freedom when the laws are used against the opposition and against civil society? Laws such as the Sedition Act, the Peaceful Assembly Act. What freedom are we talking about? What freedom when until recently detention without trial was being used against Malaysians, and now there is a nasty, disgraceful attempt to bring back detention without trial, led by the most useless Home Minister in the history of this country, Zaid Hamidi, an oppressor who should be thrown out of the office that he is occupying. What independence are they talking about? You know, so our struggle in Pakatan Rakyat is to bring true Merdeka, true independence to the people of this country, not the fake, false, oppressive independence that we have under the Barisan Nasional. Well, I have this to add: for the sake of this country, for the good of this country, the BN has to be removed from power at least by the next general election. It should have been removed by power in this general election, but they cheated. But by the next general election, we have got to remove it. All the people of this country must come together in order to cleanse our country from the contamination and oppression of the Barisan Nasional government's rule. And because we know now that they will never change. They cannot change, they cannot cure themselves, and therefore they have to be changed. And this is the good for the good of every Malaysian. For example, and the most important thing is this: without freedom, without an end to oppressive laws, this country cannot prosper, because there will always be corruption, there will always be lack of transparency, which means everyone suffers economically and otherwise. Without any freedom, any government can rob its people of its money, and that's what this government has been doing. This is a robber government. NFC, so many other examples. They are a robber government who rob their own people, and that is why they must go, and we must have a new government which returns the Malaysians' freedom to them, and which cleans up everything and puts an end to corruption.